The views expressed in the interviews and commentary are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect the opinions of PPS Holdings Trust, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or employees. Yeah. Welcome to the new year, new you. How are you doing?
Well, Nyeleti is going through the motions. Nyeleti's moved into a new apartment. For the first time in forever. So it's just learning what I like again, unlearning some weird habits that I've had. So for me, it is a new year, new me. So I'm enjoying it. I'm taking my time. Yeah, so it's a lot, but it's a great experience. That's me.
And how are you feeling right now?
I think I have what I've called decision fatigue. I feel like even the small decisions, because there's so many to make. Which Wi-Fi provider am I using? Who do I call? What's in the area? There's too much to decide on. I think that for me, which curtains, and it's the small things, but because there's so many decisions, even the easy stuff now is starting to feel like, whoo, it's a lot. But, there's also the excitement at the same time. There's a bit of anxiety. What are you going to do if somebody breaks in? Are you going to fight back? I don't know. There's just so much because I was staying by myself for the first time. So for me, there's a lot. It's all the emotions all at once, but so much excitement. So I'm trying to keep my focus there.
Okay. How are you feeling right now? And what's your week been like?
Okay, so on my side, I feel like right now, I feel excited, to be honest. With 2026 now upon us, it's something exciting. It's new challenges, new opportunities, new decisions to make as well. So especially when closing off another chapter, I find opening up another chapter is so exciting, to be honest. Because now I can take charge of it.
Well, currently I'm excited, I won't lie. We're starting this year on a bang, with a bang rather, and the week, it feels like a midweek. There's that bit of anxiety around it, but at the same time, I can't wait to finish it off and then start another one. So that's how exciting the times are for me.
Listen guys, I'm feeling blessed actually. I think I want to just start there, ending off last year and getting into the new year. It's always just being grounded in something. So why I say blessed, because there's so much, as much as there's so much bad things happening, there's a lot of good things that come again. So worth it. And in the moment, that's where I'm at. But again, for this week, I think it's just there's a lot happening. To Nileti's point, there's a lot of decisions I've got to make, because every day you've got to make a decision. But at the same time, it's content, and you're okay, I'm just going to weather this, and then I'm going to be able to move on to the next thing.
I feel quite rested, relaxed. I'm looking forward to the year ahead, what it has in store for me, because I know it's going to be a good year. Yeah, I feel quite rested and relaxed. I'm not ready to go back to work yet, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know how the year starts and we have this new year, new me thing.
Yeah.
And we're energetic and we're excited about the new year and we have only good hopes for the new year. And then somewhere along the line, we lose the excitement. When it's because of work or disappointments, or we just get tired, right? What are those things that you have done over the years that have kept you going throughout the year, maintaining the positive mindset, maintaining what you want to do? And what do you think you're going to do this year that's going to help make your mind stay positive and gold, focused and zoned in?
Yeah, me personally, I think I'd say meditating. It's something that I never did in 2025. And I think at the pinnacle of it is just, you having the ability to breathe and also closing your eyes just to rest. Sometimes you get caught in this busyness and buzz, and sometimes we forget to breathe. And it's such a simple thing, but it's a complex thing. Because every time we are always agitated, we want to go for the next move and everything. And we always forget to close our eyes during the day as well. just to meditate a bit, to reflect a bit. When you open them up, you have a new horizon ahead of you. So those are things that I want to do this year, 2026, that I didn't do last year. But meditating basically is at the heart of it. Yeah.
So yeah, one thing on my side also, just to make sure that I'm always on the path and always on the mission, is just visualizing my goals. So writing them down, putting it somewhere. My little mirror in the bathroom when I'm busy brushing my teeth, getting done, put a sticker on there in regards to what I still want to accomplish, because I know I'm going to pass there every time. So every time it's in my head. Things does come along, unfortunately, which drags you down. But in that moment, I realized this was the thing that actually kept me going. So have your visionary board really available, and just make sure that don't keep it here. There's a lot of things happening in your mind. It's always thoughts running around, always. Hence why the meditation aspect also helps. 100%. It tries and settles everything. Like, I try and picture my mind as a little monkey caged up, just trying to get out. That's your thoughts running through you. That's your thoughts running through your mind the whole time. Now, how you calm that little monkey is through meditation. Allowing that monkey to be comfortable in a space, making sure that there's little boxes per little goal that I'm trying to accomplish, you get me? And then making sure that I visualize that at the end of the day. That's what keeps me grounded.
Yeah, I think on my side, right, like to you guys' points, that I think this year what I want to do different is be a bit more intentional about the goals I've set, not just last year, like 5 years ago. Because, there's a vision. But to your point, like, I think we all start off, I'm one person that likes to have a vision board and be adamant about seeing this is the house I want, the car I want, and then some. So I want to be more intentional about that. And then also adaptable. So, because of all the stuff that happens, that, like you say, the caged monkey there, we've also got to be able to roll with the punches, right? And that's why I say, like, having the end goal in mind, enjoying the journey, but also adapting to it, because the goalpost is going to shift again. And it's again every single year. If I look back at my vision board I wrote like 5 years ago, I was able to scratch off a few things, and then sometimes it's like, but where did that time go? Why am I like dragging these things on? Because it's a year that you got to do this course, or it's a year that you got to do this year. So I think that's where the two words that come to mind with that is adaptability and obviously, vision.
I think what helped me last year was prayer. Yeah, like a very big part of prayer, but also exercising. I lost the most weight last year, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, like you feel good from the inside out. So one thing I want to do a lot more this year is move more, and in all kinds of ways. Find ways of moving a lot more. It makes you feel better, whether it's Pilates, walking. I did all that and it helped. So yeah.
Nice. For me, I think a lesson that I've learned over my lifetime is that over-committing, because I'm that girl, I can give myself a proper list of goals. And then when the year hits, I'm spiraling and I'm spinning. So I think I must give myself grace, because there's nothing worse than overcommitting and underachieving.
Yeah.
So I think giving myself a bit more grace this year is what I'm going in with. Yes, the goals are it's still a 2-page list, but we review at the end. We'll review in December and see what are we carrying and what's the progress, how far have I come? Rate everything. Okay, you're 20% here, so let's put more focus there instead of beating myself up, because I think that was the worst for me. So that's what more grace for me, definitely. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about work, right? As a young professional, it's so stressful. There's so many things that are going on. We're young, so we have, or are we relatively? I was thinking. Yeah. Speaking for myself, there's so many things going on, like from a personal life perspective to a work life perspective. But work, the pressure to be in certain places, the pressure to have excel or come to a particular place in your career, and then the pressure to just keep the lights on in terms of what your role is. Mentally, how do you position yourself for work in that context? Like, how do you get yourself ready? Someone said to me that I put like to your point where you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Sometimes it's not that you put too much pressure on yourself, but because you achieve at a really high level continuously, there's now this expectation that you must achieve at that level forever. And then you just get tired, right? And you get disappointed in yourself and all of those things. But how do you as an individual now deal with that? With, I'm an achiever, am I underachieving or overachieving? How do I meet other people's goals? And in this new year, this is what I'm going to do to manage work and the expectation and the stresses related to that.
So that takes me back to a good old saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So that comes down from a personal point of view as well as with your work colleagues. So surround yourself with the people that's on the same mission as you. Surround yourself with the people that will ensure that they will hold you accountable. Likewise, you will hold them accountable also. And once you get to that level, I mean, I was blessed, like really, really blessed to be part of a company where my culture and the company's culture just perfectly aligns. So that aspect of everything, it's I guess I was just a bit lucky. But then again, lucky is where preparation and opportunity meets. So with that being said, surround yourself, make sure that you are prepared when you are meeting everybody, that you're always zoned in. Hey Wesley? Zoned in. And yeah, and then the world is your oyster from there.
Sure, I like what you're saying there, Ernest, because there's a lot of pressure. Like, let's be real, right? Like, if we have to debunk everything, there's a lot of, and I think it comes more not from a work perspective, societal pressures.
Yes.
You've got to be the best. Like, you know how they say, don't look like your problems. I mean, I know I don't look like my problems, but really, you don't look like your problems.
Yeah.
But I think it's also that culture of, we also got to look at the thing in life, right? There's a few generations outplaying each other right now.
Yeah.
From the baby boomers, the builders, etc. There's all of things, and Gen Zs are coming into fact now. So as a young, as a young professional, I think the thing is, like, I'm competitive in nature. Like, I don't like losing. Like, it's not about where I started. Whether it be in like January, I know there's a goal, and maybe by June I still haven't achieved that. By December, best believe I'm gonna put the grind in there. But that's a me thing. So like a lot of people are also comfortable and complacent in saying, okay, I didn't do it now, there's tomorrow. On my side, I like being competitive, and that's why I want to always achieve at the highest rate. But that just comes to my personality trait and then some. But I think, to like, again, getting to your point, it's show me your friends and I'll show you where you'll end up, right? And like you said, surround yourself with people who are on the same goal. And that's what I've done at work. Like, I'm consistently aligned with people that are like, listen, we're going to do this and we're going to get it done. Like, we're going to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning and we're going to get it done. We're going to do that.
But what about those psychological things that we do to, like boundaries, those psychological tools that we use to protect ourselves, like boundaries? Can you really say no to your boss?
Depends on the relationship. It 100% depends on the relationship that you and your boss have, because at the end of the day, also your manager, your boss, if you have that good relationship, they're not gonna give you the responsibility of something they know that you're not gonna be able to do. So once you clear out that uncertainties, I mean, challenge me, challenge me, and then also give me the necessary rewards or the appraisals, etc., for the hard work also. Then that question shouldn't actually be a consideration anymore, because now it isn't anymore. You're giving me something to do. You're giving me something to better myself so that I can get to where I want to be in the future.
I was about to say that I wouldn't expect my boss to put me in a position of failure where, you know, I feel like I should say no. So if my manager says anything to me, Nyeleti, this is what I need from you, I will give it my utmost best. And if I come back a failure, then I'm expecting a lesson from this, from my manager. You know, so that's what I'm expecting. But you know, speaking to what Keenan said, he's a very competitive person. I'm not, but I find myself working in a competitive space, right? So now I'm finding ways to have to adjust to that, because that's the space and that's the stressful environment that I'm in. Now, how do I create boundaries? How do I not force myself to be pushed, but still do the job that I need to do, you know? So definitely, girl, I don't have the answer for that one yet, but we'll see the second.
Sorry, before you guys go, I just want to say, like, right, I think it goes down again to the communication. So when you apply for that job, like, I mean, there's certain questions that interviewers ask you, and then you're like, okay, but how do you feel about this? And how do you do this? And already from that day, it's actually science behind that, that you can actually tell how this person is going to cope. So if it's somebody that's emotional and they ask you that question, you're going to obviously react to everything emotionally, and you're not going to be able to deliver on that deliverables. And to your question there to me, you said, okay, how do I tell my manager or my boss no? I think at the company I work at, I'm very fortunate enough that people are very open-minded. So it's not like, okay, I'm going to give you this and there's no dictatorship, if you will. And it comes to the communication. And again, if you can achieve on the deliverables, be it whether the goal was set at 100% and that's you only achieved 80%, they know that you picked it up, you showed up, you did what you got to do, and you still got it. So there's a room for improvement. So I think that's also the biggest thing, is the communication with what you do.
Tandy, how do you manage your boundaries? Am I putting you on the spot? Sorry.
How do I manage my boundaries? I think 2 years ago in my job, my job used to stress me. Mentally, it used to mess me up. But I think I did a lot of internal work. And with boundaries, if I used to react very emotionally to everything. And that's why I know I've grown a lot in my career. So with boundaries, I think about things. I learn to think about it logically. Does it work for me? Does it not work for me? And I'm able to come to Keenan and have an open conversation as my manager that, look, I don't think this is gonna work, or these are the challenges I'm facing, or I'm more open and I communicate in terms of what is and not going to work for me. But also just always doing your best and giving your best helps with not beating yourself up too much for achieving just 80%, because that was the best you could do at the time. Yeah.
I think, it's managing the now, or rather mastering the living in the moment, you know? And that's where you can segregate between because if someone is giving you something that speaks to your next move, then you are able to then say, no, I can't do that. It's not within my scope. You understand? But if someone is giving you a role, even your boss is giving you something that speaks to your now, then it means somehow you'll be able to achieve that, you know. So the only time where I can say no to that is when, or rather to postpone it, when the boss is actually saying that you must do this now, and then you should rather do it in the next. You say, no, maybe I'll do it in the next phase of what I'm going through. So it's to phase these things, and that's how I manage to answer to the question you asked. It's how I managed the whole concept of me speaking to my boss, or rather the relationship.
I have another question, a follow-up question. It's a bit of a spanner in the works, ne? Sorry.
Bring it.
We got you.
So we're encouraged a lot, like a person that you think of as professional is someone who has a consistent affect, you know, doesn't really get emotional, like to your point, doesn't get emotional, doesn't ever get too upset, can be in a meeting that is a very hot meeting where they get crapped out or shouted at or whatever, and come out and be as if nothing happened. Psychologically, what does it take for a person to be that person? And is that good, bad, healthy, or unhealthy? Is it toxic? What does it do to the work culture? Does it improve the work culture? Does it make us less or more authentic?
You need to find a balance, like within yourself first. I understand your question where you say, is it toxic or not? Because at the end of the day, if something did affect you, like that terrible meeting, you need to take it in, you know, make time to think about it. What did I learn from this? Okay, what needs to change next time? But I think psychologically you need to have a balance. Have your work personality, but at the same time, know when to react and how to react professionally, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What does that do to your mental health?
Wow.
That's my question.
I think it protects it. Of course, I think so, because I also have a work personality, and then I have my friend's personality, and then I have my family personality. I cannot show up the same for my family. The things I do with my girls, I can't be doing with my family. The things I do with my girls, I can't be doing at work. The way I speak, the way I present myself. And for me, that protects me as well. Because if Ernest says, you know what, Nyeledi, this was bad work, you know, you're doing bad, I'm not taking it personally. I know that was for Nyeleti's work personality. I don't have to take it back home.
But then who's the authentic Nyeleti? Who's the real Nyeleti?
I think they do all add a part to me because the way I build them are still around me. So I wouldn't say either or are inauthentic, right? So they're all little versions of Nyeleti. If anyone could have a conversation about me, we could have a colleague, we could have a friend and a family member, and they would still probably say the same things about me and, you know, the same type of characteristics. You know, Nyeleti is just fun. You know, she's easy to speak to. The general things that make up Nyeleti are all there. They all come across. But in terms of the boundaries, you know, what am I taking at work, you know, versus what I will take when I'm in the club? How do I react at work versus how do I react in the club or at home when, you know, I don't like something? Probably if my dad says something and I don't like it, I'll probably just be like, okay, Dad. But if it was in the club, it probably wouldn't be the same reaction.
In the club.
We are
So I think it protects you. I think it really does protect. It's just understanding as well. You know what I mean? Like, don't understand this is the personality, and also knowing that when I go to the office, this is what I'm presenting as well. I think it really does protect you, honestly.
I think
To sum up what Nats is saying, jobby job.
Yeah.
Job.
Yeah, I think the authentic one, the authentic individual will be the one knowing when to protect themselves, you know, just to have that bubble. So it's the person behind that, because like she's saying, she's using this to say that there's a personality that you're using at home, but it's not your character. Personality and character are two totally different things.
Yeah.
What is authentic is always your character, because there's something that is always originally honest wherever you go, you know. The way you speak, the way, in fact, it speaks to your background, your character, but the personas is the bubbles that you create wherever you go. In the streets, it's something that I'm different. I'm someone different, and at home, I'm different. At work, of course, I have to put on that bubble to say that I'm here for a professional reason, and I'm here to hone or rather change myself. So anything that comes to me, I protect that bubble. I protect myself with that bubble to say that, okay, I'm not going to take it here at heart, you know. I'm just going to take it here because what does work do to me? It speaks to my intellect. So then it means when it comes, why should I take it from the heart when it's something that is supposed to improve my way of thinking? 100%. So those are things that you need to mitigate around. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
I like what you're saying there, and the thing that all boils down to is emotional intelligence. Just allowing yourself to be present in the circumstance that you are. Like Nyeleti said, I mean, me at home, me with my friends, me with in the club or wherever I am at. I'm going to
The fam.
It is, I mean, we all can agree we are going to act differently because it's a different scenario, and that just speaks to your emotional intelligence, just being able to identify the scenario and approach it accordingly. So coming back to the point in regards to what does this do for my mental health, departmentalizing it actually sets me at ease because I know where am I going, I know the purpose that I'm going there for, and I want to do the best at it. At home, with family, I'm there to care, to love, to support, things like that. At work, I'm here to support, to work, to ensure that I get to what I need to get to. If I'm going out, enjoying some time, unfortunately or fortunately, the goal is to go enjoy myself. So identifying and not mixing all of that up, because once you start mixing all of these different departments up, that is where the problem starts, because now I'm treating my family like work colleagues. I'm treating my work colleagues like friends, you understand? So at the end of the day, even though you build relationships with everybody and you can develop that relationship, I mean, your work colleagues can become your friends afterwards. You're with me, your friends can become your family afterwards. So just identifying where you are and what's appropriate for you in that point in time. That's going to be
There's so many nuggets in all of the things that you guys have said. Like, it's really like stuff to think about.
100%, and that's how you learn the most. through open discussion like this.
Yeah, because I like what you're saying there, right? Is that like what I was saying? Everybody said something here that aligns to it. Like Tumi mentioned that thing of like, how do I deal with when I'm getting like crapped out at because of the fact that I haven't done my deliverables? I think you got to leave. You must understand that people are not addressing you.
Yes.
They're addressing the deliverables. You had a certain task. That's why you're in that role or that position that you were hired to do. So it's like that saying that goes, you can't protect the peace by neglecting the order, right? The order is you're hired to do this, so you can't bring your work stress now and be like, oh no, my geezer passed at work, at home, I can't know what's happening here. Because then you're going to come to work, you're bringing that emotions with you, and then you're not going to be able to do your job. So then it goes back to the emotional EQ. Are they attacking me? Because now you're thinking about the bigger problem instead of what's actually happening. No, Ernest, you didn't do your thing, right? So now get your job done, kind of thing. Yuleti, you also did, I'm at work, this is my personality. I don't want to be your friend. And sometimes I also believe that sometimes it's okay not to be friends at work. I because of the fact that it's like, let's leave it at that point. Again, because you also find the authentic nature, and what Wesley said there now as well, is life is so multifaceted, right? The person that Nileti is goes down to the deeper characteristics. Everybody knows you're loving, you're caring, you this, that, and the other. But at work, you show what you need to show. At home, you show what else you need to show. If you have kids, you're going to be more loving to kids. You're going to be attentive. At work, you're not going to do the same thing to the people who either report to you or you report to them. And it all goes back down to that big word, emotional intelligence. Again, let's not just neglect the order and protect the peace because we're all family. Yeah, we all. It's always good to show love. In life, you're here to serve and love people and treat them with respect. But yeah.
All right. So did we cover everything?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.